Let's hear a little from Mahomes on the Chiefs nailing down the 1 seed, meaning the path to New Orleans will go through Arrowhead Stadium. Here he is.
Getting that number 1 seed is important. It's like winning the playoff game, and so I was happy to get that done. It's just going to be nice getting guys healthy. I mean, I think this was the earliest bye I've ever had just in general, and so to kind of have this grind of whatever it is. I think we had bye like week 6, so it's like almost 10 weeks of just football and grinding, and then this short schedule at the very end of the year. We have some guys banged up, and to get them back healthy now, and we'll see how week 18 goes and who plays and who doesn't play. That's up to coach. But even getting this little break, getting back healthy, and then getting ourselves ready to go for the playoffs, it was super important, especially with the guys that we had banged up.
They're the 1 seed for the 4th time in 7 seasons, but it wasn't until last year that they had to go on the road for any playoff game the way things worked out. And he's right. It's like winning a playoff game because now they don't have to play in the wild card round. Sorry, the super wild card round. I'm getting myself accustomed to what's coming because it's coming soon. That deep freeze game where his helmet broke, that was a game that if you have the bye, you don't have to play. And you never know what's going to happen in that game, what it's going to do by way of wear and tear, injuries, whatever, putting more film out there that they can use to crack the code on you. Now what they can do, next week they can coast against the Broncos, and we've seen them do that in the past. I won't be surprised if we see Carson Wentz and backups playing on the Week 18 game against the Broncos, which may help the Broncos get in and keep the Bengals out. And I'm telling you, they want the Bengals out. They'll never say it. Their fans get triggered when you mention it. But of all the teams in the AFC, Chris, of all the quarterbacks in the AFC, and I know Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are the MVP favorites right now, the one that I don't want to see is Joe Burrow because he's the only one that's beat him.
Yeah,
the other ones haven't been able to.
Well,
Burrow came in there and went toe-to-toe, and then went toe-to-toe with him a second time.
That's right. He's got the system, and then he beat him at home. We know that. Beat him in Cincinnati in a great game before, too. Well, I mean, they're equipped and made to be able to attack that Chiefs defense. So that Chiefs defense is one of their great advantages. And with Burrow, their system, what he does at the line of scrimmage, the checks, all that, they have the system in place to combat Spagnuolo and company on the defensive side of the ball to make that a little bit more of an even fight than it usually is. And that's why you don't want to see it. So I hear you there. That was big yesterday, Mike. But to your point and everything you were saying here, this is the recipe, and this is their number one thing now. And amazement of what we're watching here. I mean, again, 15-1 on the road to a three-peat. There can't be more pressure on a football team than them. And it just never feels like there's pressure. It doesn't matter. It's unreal to watch it. And they just answer the bell constantly. But their biggest thing here going forward, and we've talked about this a lot in the past, is now going to be staying sharp. Because they're going to have a long break here of meaningless football. And it's usually this recipe that sets up for the divisional round. Oh, no, the number 1 seed got upset. Just like we've seen in the history in the past with other teams, because it's like, oh, well, they haven't played a meaningful game in 17 days since Christmas, and now they're getting smacked in the mouth, and the other team was in a battle last week in the wild card game, and you've talked about that before. That's what they got to worry about now if they want that three-peat, is staying sharp, staying on their game, and balance that with health and freshness as well.
Hey, and you know what? It's more like 24.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
That's a long time.
Right. I miscalculated.
Between meaningful games.
Right.
Yeah, and I thought 17 at first, too, and it's like, wait a minute, carry the 1. Yeah, it's 24. And that may point to...
Yeah, maybe having to play.
The starters not necessarily playing for very long.
Right.
But going through the process
exactly
of preparing to play and going out pregame like it's any other game. You'll play until Coach Reed says, come on out. And maybe Reed tells them, we're just playing this like a normal game, and then midway through the second quarter, he gets them off the field, just so they are fresh and they don't have that extended break. And playing Week 17 now, and you get a little break now.
Yeah.
They get a little break now.
Yeah.
Load up the cannon for Week 18.
That's right.
Back it off in the second quarter. Let the Broncos win. If that keeps the Bengals out, so be it. And then get ready for your playoff game, whoever it may be, divisional round, and they'll be home for the AFC Championship, and then they will face whatever the best the NFC has to offer if they can keep winning. I'm not going to hand it to them,
right?
But look, it's last year it was struggle, flashes of greatness, struggle, get embarrassed on Christmas, maybe they won't make the playoffs, and then they woke up and just went on a tear. This year it's struggle, wait, they're winning, but struggle, kind of not really Chiefs football. Win this one, though, win this one, win.
Right.
The one loss. And now it feels like they're hitting into overdrive.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
As we get closer to the games that get you to the top of the mountain for the third straight time. Like, I know everybody's aware that they're going for the third straight, but they're not playing like they're aware of it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And now they got the chance to go take it.
Right.
Here we are. We fast-forwarded through 17 weeks of the season for them, and they're on the brink of taking it. And, yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if they take it.
I know. I'm not either. And I'd be surprised, too, if they all sat out in Week 18. This is a team that usually plays in the preseason, right? So they do that. You do want to stay sharp. We've seen so many teams and, that number one seed that have that lull. And, I mean, again, let's play some of the highlights from yesterday. I mean, why would they want to relinquish or do what they did yesterday and lose it? Mahomes looked as good as he did all year. The pass protection was pretty good against the Steelers' great pass rush, but his movement, his ankle looked good. The way he threw the ball, he looked comfortable. And it felt like the first time that he was just willing to let it fly within the pocket, and like he trusted all the young receivers. Like, hey, I know Xavier's going to be here, and Watson will be there, and Hollywood's Brown is back, and hey, I don't have to look over my shoulder all the time and worry about getting sacked every other play. I'm actually have time here to look down the field and make the appropriate plays. I just thought he was as sharp as could be yesterday. And Kelsey, of course, who we know has lost a step, but damn, still look good. It still shows you when you play zone, he knows how to find the spots to sit down and be quarterback friendly. But wow, I mean, the way they use the weapons, the amount of weapons they got in the pass game, the amount of receivers he targets, and then they stay patient with the run game, which was Andy Reid's kryptonite forever. And then we know the defense is good, and they were missing their best defensive player yesterday. It's I am. I'm just like I told you when I was watching the game, I was yelling out loud a lot. Because, kids, come on. I mean, I'm not trying, like you said, it's the Steelers. The back's against the wall. The division's on the line. I mean, Drew Brees, the pregame, even he was like, this lines up for the Steelers being angry and wanting to win and pull this out. I mean, I understood what he was saying, right? And then to go in there and just stomp the Steelers at home and really end the game about, end mid-third quarter, late third quarter, and go, damn, it's over. Like, they're in trouble. That was a big statement win yesterday by the Kansas City Chiefs to the whole NFL, I think.
Watching those highlights gave me a flashback to the moment when I think the football-following world, realized there was something special in Patrick Mahomes. It was Week 2, 2018, Chiefs at Pittsburgh. He threw 6 touchdown passes that day in a 42-37 win. That was the holy crap moment that this kid may be something. So going back to Pittsburgh isn't going to affect him. And, again, there's a difference between these two teams. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.